This is the 2021 BrewTubers Online Brewers Club Yeast Experiment number 1, Drop Kveik Nate Pale Ale. Thank you to our sponsors, Imperial Yeast, 5-Star Chemicals, Beer and Wine Hobby Homebrew Supply Store, Brewing America, all stainless steel mash paddle sponsors. Also Hopsteiner and Yakima Chief Hops. Get brewing.
Hey guys, it's Wally. Duh, right? So I'm going to do my last Drop Kveik Nate review, and this beer is mine. Excuse me. So this is it. This has been in a keg for a long ass time, and it has yet to clear. But that's it. So we'll go through all the particulars, and we'll kind of go from there. So then, yeah, should be pretty good. All right, so this is Drop Kveik Nate with a Kveik yeast blend. This is from Escobar Labs, and it's their Kveik the World blend. So I got this flake. The flake's a little bit larger than like a quarter at HomebrewCon years ago, so it's been in the refrigerator. So what I did, I broke the flake in half and threw it in a 1 liter starter. Now, the 1 liter starter, I just used a proper starter, a 20-ounce bottle of water. You know, the proper starter, the canned wort. So I did that. So therein lies maybe some of the problems that I think I may have with this beer. So I went in and made a 1 liter starter. It took off, not a problem. So I went ahead and I used that yeast that I grew from that starter and pitched it into the beer, the wort that I created for this experiment. So just kind of go through everything. Let's see, my gravity going into fermenter was 1061, finish at 1014, right? We go through mash pH is 5.3, pre-boil pH is 5.2, post-boil was 5.4. My final pH was about 4.69. So some guys, their pH was a little bit lower at the end of fermentation than mine, but I don't know. So we'll go through aroma, taste, mouthfeel, head retention, lacing, if there's any off flavors. So off the top, definitely getting Galaxy. I still get the Galaxy in there. But I also get another aroma, and that aroma is the phenolic aroma. It's not overpowering, but it's there. So I'm getting that. There's some citrus to it. I'll tell you, this thing smelled amazing. About a week into fermentation, it was I just took a gravity sample, and it smelled like tangerines. It was pretty awesome. But right now, there's a little bit of Galaxy in there, but there's phenolic nose to it. So mouthfeel, it's right on the medium side of light. Maybe on the heavy. I mean, it's a good medium. It's a good solid medium mouthfeel. It doesn't taste super dry, but it's not sweet. Head retention, you know, I just rinsed this glass before I pulled the pint out of my geyser, and you know, so I mean, there could be a lot of things. Head retention, so a lot of variables in the head retention. But you know, but there's still a little head there. It's going to have really nice lacing. I mean, balance, it's fine. It's got a little bit of bitterness to it. It's not over the top bitter. It just sort of hits the tongue, then it kind of washes away. It's not really a bad beer. It tastes better as it ages. It's got a phenolic flavor, and maybe for me, maybe I'm sensitive to it. but there's definitely stone fruit there. It's not right. It's like I've said with a lot of these bikes. It's not a ripe kind of fruit. It's more of a greenish. When I say green, I mean non-ripe kind of fruit flavor, citrus flavors to it. It's got malt to it, so there's some maltiness to it. So Kveik the World. Let's see. What does it bring to this beer that USO5 does not bring to our base beer? It definitely keeps this maltiness in the beer. It does subdue the aroma of the Galaxy a little bit. It's been that aroma's been kind of that way. The Galaxy's been muted as long as I've been drinking this beer, as long as I've been taking gravity samples on this beer. Is this a good yeast for a pale ale or a pale, almost IPA-ish beer? I think it may be better served. I don't know, maybe better served in another style, maybe. Something that I'm not familiar with. I do mostly ales. I like lagers too. I make lagers. I've been making a lot of lagers, but I don't get into a whole lot of sour beers. I don't get into a whole lot of foreign styles. So I don't know. There's a lot of malt backbone to this beer. I think it hides a lot of the hop character. Bad mouthing my beer, but it's not a bad beer. I'm not particularly fond of the phenolic portion of it. But as far as just mouthfeel, easy drinker, yeah, it's super crushable. It's easy to drink, but it's kind of like drinking, like a 6% stout. It's nice. It's easy to drink, but it's not something that I'm thinking that I've got to have more of. There's nothing off-putting that says don't drink another drink. It's just, yeah. I don't think I'm going to use this yeast again. If I do, I'm definitely going to go with a low gravity starter and pick it up from that point. If you've got, say, dregs in a bottle, or you've got yeast that's got a lot of age on it, the safe thing to do is always to start with like a 10-20 beer, 10-20 gravity, and let it eat from there. Something that's very low gravity, and as it grows cells, and you go ahead and up the gravity on that. So by the time you're really pitching like a 10-40 beer or a 10-30 beer, you've got a lot of yeast cells, and they're not going to stress, because the phenolic is something, the flavor is something you can get from a stressed yeast. So anyway, that's my take. Kveik the World. I've known some guys that got flakes, and the first beer they really enjoyed it. They saved the dregs and repitched, and the second beer was just not good. Maybe that's another thing, because when you pitch a blend, it is blended at a certain ratio, and until sugars are introduced to that beer, give or take, it's going to be relatively the same. Now, that's not taking into account yeast cells dying and other ones staying more prominent while other ones die. So you've got a kind of a base profile there, and as you grow that starter, you're going to have some of these cells are going to be more dominant than other cells. These cells are all going to grow, but this may grow more than the other cells. So then at that point, you've really got a different cell mix. You've got a different yeast to mix, right? So then if you grow it again, which would be actually pitching it into a 5-gallon batch, it's going to grow again. And those really strong yeasts are going to grow stronger than than the more relaxed, the guys that are kind of like, yeah, I'll eat when I'm hungry, don't worry about it. Then they're not going to grow as fast as the guys that are just going to be like, I got to eat now, right? So that's going to change your profile again. So anyway, maybe it's that. I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know enough about these Kveik blends and strains and all this good stuff. So anyway, my take on this beer, on this yeast, it's good for multi beers. It's good. It does leave a mouthfeel. It will not make it super dry. So it's going to leave some stuff there for you. So maybe not the best grist, maybe not the best hop schedule, hop profile for this particular yeast. I think with some changes, yeah, it could probably be a very good yeast for probably any particular style. One thing, fermentation temperature. My initial attempt was at 90. Ended up fermenting it at about 81. I chilled it down too much. But anyway, that's it for me, guys. I'll see you guys later. Cheers.